Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to make French toast. So the first step is to remove the edges from the bread. This is optional but I prefer to do it. So we can find carbohydrates in bread. We can find carbohydrates in pasta, bread, milk and a lot of things. So carbohydrates are polymers composed of monomers called monosaccharides. So polymers are large, usually chain-like molecules built from small molecules that are called monomers. So let me put it like this. Imagine that you have a tower of building blocks. So the tower is a polymer and each of the building blocks is a monomer. So if you stick together one monomer, another monomer, or one building block, another building block, you get a tower, and that's how you get a polymer. So carbs have monomers. The monomers for carbs are called monosaccharides. Monosaccharides made of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates have functions in our body. So one function is that they provide us energy. In fact, they are the greatest and fast source of energy to our body. They also help us with the regulation of blood glucose in our body. Now that we've finished removing the edges of the bread, we are going to throw to the trash the edges. When we have our bread without the edges, we go to the second step. For the second step, we are going to take our egg and we are going to break it in our bowl. In eggs, we can find a lot of proteins. We can find proteins in eggs, meat, seafood, etc. Proteins are natural polymers made up of 20 different amino acids. Amino acids are the monomers of the proteins, and remember, the monomers are the building blocks of the tower. Proteins also have functions. They are a structure, movement, transport, control, and store. In other words, proteins give us a strength to our bones, to our skin, to our tendons, and a lot of things. They also help us move. Also, a protein is in our blood. It's called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. It's in our blood, and the proteins help transport that to all our bodies. Proteins have a structure. The primary structure is the order of the proteins. The secondary structure is the shape of the proteins, and the tertiary structure is how the proteins are organized. When we have our egg like this, the next step is to add a little bit of milk. In the milk, we can find lipids. As you can see, also we can find proteins, lipids, carbohydrates. So we are going to mix it. In lipids, lipids are better known as fats. There are two types of building blocks in the lipids. Remember, the building blocks are the monomers. There are the fatty acids and the glycerol. Continue talking about lipids. Lipids also have functions. You might think that lipids don't have functions to your body because they are only fats, but in fact, they help us with a lot of things. Lipids are great for insulating. In fact, they also are the greatest source of long-term energy. That means that they store the energy in our body. And also, and it's very important, the lipids make the cell membrane in plants and also in our bodies. Okay, let me put you an example of that. Imagine that you want to go through a race that are like 21 miles. For the fastest runners, that will be or that will take like 7 or 8 hours. But for the average runners, that might take like 25 hours, and that's a lot of running. Well, you will want to make sure that your body has enough lipids, enough storage fat that it can pull up. Because after you burn all that carbohydrates, remember, carbs are the fast source of energy, you might not have enough energy storage unless you have some lipids on hand. Now that we have it like this, we are going to add cinnamon. Now we are going to mix it. As you can see, I add more cinnamon. You can add cinnamon as you prefer. Now that we have our mix like this, is finished. But now the next step is to turn on the stove and grease the pan. You can grease it with butter or oil. I prefer to do it with this type of oil. You can find lipids in butter and oil. Now the next step is to dip the bread into our mixture, like this. We are going to dip it until all is with mixture, like this. Now we put our bread in the pan. We are going to do the same with the other bread. Remember to wash your hands. We put the other bread. Now we change of side, like this. We change the other one, like this. In this step, you have to wait until you prefer, because if you want your toast, like your French toast, like really toast, you have to wait more time. But I like this. When you see that the edges are not wet, it's finished. Now for toppings, you can add whatever you want. Only eat and enjoy of your delicious French toast. Everyone will want.